welcome back to How to Bake That. My name is Natalie, and this week I'm going to show you how to make a white chocolate grasshopper pie with a wafer cookie crust using this pie cookbook once again, which I got from Williams-Sonoma. Now let's get on with the video. The things you will need to make the crust for this pie will be 1/8 teaspoon sea salt, 3 tablespoons unsalted butter, and 18 whole Oreos crushed. So the reason we are using the whole Oreo, cream and all, is because it'll make it more rich and creamy. If you don't use the cream, it might make it crumbly and dry, and that's not what we want. And we had to use Oreos even though the recipe called for chocolate wafers because we couldn't find the wafers in our local grocery store. So now the thing we need to do is take the Oreos and the salt into a medium-sized bowl, and we're going to whisk it until it is just combined. Now we're going to get a little bit messy, and we're going to use our butter, and we're just going to add that in. Once you add your butter in, you can use either a fork, a food processor, or your hands. I've chosen to use a fork. So you can still have crumbles. It's okay to have crumbles when you're doing it. It won't be a perfect dough. So this is what our dough looks like when it's done, all mixed up. And when you take it out and squish it between your fingers, it stays into a little ball, and it's sticky. So what we're going to do now is we have our a 9-inch pie dish, and what we're going to do is put this inside of it, and we're going to take the back of a measuring cup, and this is just a quarter cup measurement, and what we're going to do is just take all of this and lay it in the pan. That so you can see. And what we're going to do is just spread it out and press it down. And you just want an even and thin layer. And you want to go, I like to do the bottoms first and then go up the sides later. So all I'm doing here is just packing it in with the quarter cup measurement. So this is what our crust looks like when it's done. So we've put it all in and we've smacked it up against the side and packed it in real tight. So now what we need to do is we have our oven preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And what we're going to do is we're going to bake this for 10 minutes, and then we're going to let it completely cool. Now let it cool on a wire rack completely until it is ready to fill it. So this is what our pie looks like when it's completely cooled. Ours has been wrapped up tightly in foil and sitting out all night because we didn't have time to do it all yesterday. So now we're going to move on to making the filling. The things you will need to make the filling for this pie will be 2 teaspoons mint extract, 1 envelope unflavored gelatin, 1 baked and cooled wafer cookie crust, a total of 1½ cups heavy whipping cream, 2 ounces of chopped white chocolate, 3 large egg yolks, and 1/3 cup sugar. The reason we have the cream separated into 2 different bowls is because in each one we have 3/4 cup, and in total we have 1.5 cups. And the reason we did that is because one bowl we will use to make a whipped cream sort of thing, and then the other 3/4 cup we are going to heat. If you want to learn how to separate eggs like I do, then go check out the link in the description box below and check out that video so that you can see how I do it. So the first thing we need to do is take our gelatin and pour it into the mint extract, and we're just going to not put it all in one clump, but try and evenly distribute it throughout all of the extract. So what we have here is we're over at the stove, and we have a barely simmering, a little bit about 1 inch of water in this pan, and we have another heat-proof metal bowl here. And what we're going to do is we're going to add in 3/4 cup of our cream. And what we're going to do is we're going to place this over top of this pan to create a double boiler. And we're just going to heat the cream until it's steaming, and then we're going to add in our white chocolate. And once that is melted, we're going to add in our white chocolate, then we are going to use a whisk to melt it, and then we will add in our gelatin. For now, we are going to wait for the cream to start steaming. So now our cream is steaming and it's hot, so we're going to take our white chocolate and just add that in. And we have our whisk over here, and what we're going to do is we're just going to whisk that until it is completely melted. You don't want any clumps in this, so just scrape the bottom and the sides to make sure there's no clumps. And then we're going to take our gelatin mixture and we're going to add that in. It's kind of like sand, but yeah, it's gelatin. So now what we're going to do is whisk that until it's dissolved. So now that all of our gelatin is dissolved, we're going to remove it from the heat. And then we're going to go back over to the table. Now what we need to do is combine our egg yolks, and sugar into a medium-sized bowl, and what we're going to do is we're going to whisk this until the sugar has been dissolved and it is all well combined. Since this recipe is supposed to be made with creme de menthe, which is an alcoholic drink which is usually naturally green, and we are using clear mint extract, I have some green food dye here, and what I'm going to do is add it into our hot milk mixture. And depending on how dark it is, you can decide on how many drops you want. I don't want a very dark green, I don't like green. Alright, that's the perfect green for me, and it actually matches the picture that's in the book, so I got it right. So that is the color I'm going for, and now what we're going to do is we're going to add it into our egg mixture which we just made. So this is our egg mixture, and it's very thick, and my dad is going to help me pour this in, and we're just doing a 1-second count each time, and I'm going to stir it through. So as you can see, because of the yellow egg yolks, it's turned it a brighter neon kind of green. So what I'm going to do is grab more food dye, and then hopefully that will turn it a little bit more green. So right now I have a candy thermometer in this mixture, and we've taken it back over to the stove. It's back in the heat-proof bowl, and it's back over the pot of slightly simmering water. And what we're going to do is just let this cook the eggs, and I have the candy thermometer in here because once this reaches 150 degrees Fahrenheit, we're going to take it off of the heat. So you want to just whisk this constantly so the eggs do not burn, but they cook.
What happens when it gets up to 88 miles per hour?
Dad! So now it's at 150, a little bit above. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it off. Take this off the heat now. And now we're going to go back over to the table.
Now the eggs are cooked and minty. Minty!
So what I have here is my remaining 3/4 cup of heavy whipping cream, and it's in the bowl of a stand mixer, which is fitted with my whisk attachment. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to whisk this on high speed for 1 to 2 minutes, or until soft peaks form. So this is what it should look like when it's done. It holds your peak and it doesn't completely buckle over, but the top isn't completely stiff. So that's what we're looking for. Now we have our room temperature egg mixture, and we're going to fold this cream into that. So this is our mixture, this is our other mixture, this is going to go into here. We're just going to gently fold it. We don't want to hardcore mix it, just gently fold. So I'm just going to scoop all this in here, and I have a spatula here to help me, a rubber spatula. And what I'm going to do is just take the bottom and go up. And this is completely room temperature. I used my candy thermometer to see if it would stay the same, and it did. So that means it's room temperature. It stayed the same as what it was when it was sitting out. So this is what it looks like. It's very, very thin now, and it has thinned the color also. It's made it lighter because that was white. So now what we're going to do is we have our pie crust that we baked earlier. And what we're going to do is we're going to pour this into here, and you have to refrigerate it for at least 2 hours or up to overnight. We are doing it overnight. So our pie is out of the fridge, and it's actually been like a day, I think. And so right now it is very firm. That's what it looks like. Nothing comes out of my finger. When I touch it, it feels like Jell-O, except for a little bit more stiff. And now what we're going to do is we are going to make the whipped cream topping for the pie. The things you will need to make the whipped cream topping will be 1 cup heavy whipping cream, 1/2 teaspoon pure vanilla extract, and 2 tablespoons confectioner sugar. In the bowl of a stand mixer with our whisk attachment, we're going to combine our heavy whipping cream, and our vanilla extract, and the way we're going to do that is we're just going to whip that on 2, just so that it can incorporate and the vanilla can mix with the cream. So now what we're going to do is we're going to turn this on low, and this is after everything has already been incorporated with the Well, this is after the cream and the vanilla have been mixed together. We're just going to turn that on 1. And we have our confectioner sugar here, and what we're going to do is add a little bit in at a time until it's all in. And once all of this is in there, we're going to put it up on high speed and wait until soft peaks form, which is about 2 minutes. Now we're just going to let that blend in, and then we're just going to keep adding this. So now everything is in here, and it's still a liquid. It has not changed the consistency at all. And what we're going to do now is we're going to turn it all the way up to 5, which is like medium high for me. And we're just going to let that beat and mix until soft peaks have formed, which is about 2 minutes. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It's stiff peaks here, as you can see. It holds its shape and doesn't buckle over when you lift it up. So now what we're going to do is we have our pie here, and we're going to take all of this and pile it on here. So I just gave my sister a spoonful of this whipped cream. She really likes whipped cream. She said it was very good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take all of this Cool Whip and we're going to pile it on top of the pie. So all I have here is a rubber spatula, and I'm just going to start plopping it on top, and then I'm going to scoop it up. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put some chocolate shavings on it. So what I have here, and all you need for this is just some solid dark chocolate and a carrot peeler. And what we're going to do is we're going to just take this and just shave it down and onto the pie. This might take a while, but you know what? It's gonna work. It's efficient. So now I'm going to have my father come over, and he's going to taste test this for us.
It's very thick. Looks nice. Green, minty. What's this called again?
It's a white chocolate grasshopper pie.
Well, it's grasshopping with flavor. Yeah, you know, the mint is just right. It's not overpowering. You can taste it. It goes really good with cookie. What's so funny? Yeah. Could it be? Yeah, for taste, yeah, I'll give it a 10 out of 10.
If you want a shout out in next week's video, then let me know in the comments down below what you want to see next, and I'll try and make it happen. And make sure to subscribe to this channel and like.